Good morning, guys. Today we shall see implementation of mini project. This mini project one will be implemented based on the MVC2 architecture. MVC2 architectures. In the last session, we learned about what is MVC2 architecture. What is MVC actually? M belongs to model, V belongs to view, and C belongs to controller. The model layer contains only the business logic plus persistence logic, and those can be written in Java class plus Java pins. Okay. What view layer contains? View layer contains the presentation logic, and here I'm going to write the presentation logic in the form of JSP programs. Next is controller logic. What is controller belongs to? Controller logic contains integration logic. How do I able to integrate multiple web resource programs, and how can I able to send the request from to send to other web resource programs? So in this way, this logic I can achieve by using controller layer. So let's understand the flow of execution to implement the mini project one. So the flow of execution will be uh, so here, if you look at actually, yesterday I drawn this diagram. Let me open the same by using. How can I able to open by using Paint? Browse all photos, Paint. Can I able to open the Paint? Okay, not. So what I'll do, I'll open this way. Open with the open with Paint. Okay, fine. So I can able to edit. So I have browser window. Browser window contains search.jsp and it has book category. Under this book category, I have some book categories like Java, .NET, Python, PHP, Mendix, JavaScript. So various book categories I'm adding here. And once I select on drop down, and when I click on HTML output .js HTML output, and I can able to click on what Excel output. And I do have one more button, that is hidden button. One more button, that is hidden button. So this hidden button is responsible to check whether the user has selected HTML output or Excel output. Okay, just a minute. Let me open the notes so that I can go with a clear idea. Okay, fine. So I have these hidden buttons. So I will add these hidden buttons here. So this is the hidden button here. This is the hidden button. Okay. So I will add one hidden button here. So let me label it hidden button. So actually, this is hidden button. This is what hidden button, and this is your hidden button. I can call, this is the label hidden button. So I'm adding one more hidden button. I have one more button HTML output. I have one more button Excel output. Okay, and these two are useful for generating the views. Okay, fine. So in the Tomcat server, I had deployed a bookstore app, and the bookstore app contains a controller layer, model layer, and the view layer, or you can call a presentation logic. So in the controller layer, to perform the integration logic, I'm writing a selected books dot java, which is a solid page, which contains integration logics. I have database connection dot java, which is a part of model layer, and it contains business logic and persistence logic. Okay, and I have HTML print and Excel print dot JSP, which is responsible to show the result or the response to the browser, which contains a presentation logic and presentation logic. And I have a database table which is written in a, or which is placed in a Oracle database software with the name called Select Books. Select Books, which is a database table, contains a book ID, book name, author name, status, and category are the columns. Okay, so click whenever user clicks on HTML output, okay, the HTML output, after selecting appropriate book category, when it clicks on HTML output, the request will go to the uh, first request will be trapped by selected books.java, which is a solid and integration logic. Based on the selected books, okay, here I click on HTML page, here I click on HTML output. So the request will be trapped and what are the business logic I written to interact with the database connections. The same request will be sent to where my database connection.java. Database connection.java. It contains the logic to search the books. Search the books. Okay. So here is the logic which contains the search books, and here I'm writing the logic. Okay. Fine. So So this is the business logic and integration logic. Okay, based on the books retrieved, it contains database connections, it has queries, it has searching the records, it has showing selecting all the records from the database, and it will interact with the database software. It will interact with the database software and collects all the records, collect all the rows which has been selected by the Java. If you search Java, it will search all the Java books and it will give the response same back to database connection dot Java. Database connection dot Java. Okay, fine. So whatever the uh, search will interact with the database, Oracle database, the query will be executed and all the records will be written back to database connection dot Java. And finally, whatever the records has been received, same records will be given to where my selected books dot Java. Selected books dot Java, which is a solid page. Now, based on the logic I written HTML output, the same request will be forwarded to HTML print dot JSP. What HTML print dot JSP will go? Will send the same response to browser window as a dynamic output. As a dynamic output. As a dynamic output. Okay, fine. Fine. So this is one case. Even though if you click on Excel output by selecting appropriate book category, maybe .NET, Python, PHP, Mendix, JavaScript, again request will be forwarded to selected books.java, which is a servlet and controller layer logic. It performs integration logic. It has integration logic. The same request will be forwarded to database connection, which is responsible to interact with the database and to fetch appropriate records from the database table, and the database table will give all the results back to database connection. Database connection will send same results back in the form of results set to the solid selected books dot solids. Now here selected books dot solid, and as I click on Excel, this Excel dot JSP will send a dynamic response to where to my browser window in the form of download printer. Okay, fine. So here uh, let me add the arrow here, and this is the flow of execution. Fine. So let me add the labels here so that you will get the clear idea from where to where. Let me use some different color. Okay, so here let me add one. So this is my request. One request. Okay. Second, the control will come to the second layer. This is the second layer. Okay. The flow of execution, this is second. It necessary, it interacts with the database connection.java to perform model layer operations. Then all the business logic will be executed here. Then parallelly, it will interact with the database. So instead of writing here, I'll write here fifth. The next, all the records will be received by the database connections in the form of result set, and finally, all the result will be sent back to again my controller layer Java program, that is selected books. Here is my sixth. Okay, and based on the button you have clicked, the request will be sent to appropriate JSP program in the form of presentation layer. So here is seventh. Okay, seventh, either HTML print or Excel screen, and this will be the output as a response. Or you can call the output as a HTML response or maybe the Excel response. Output as a HTML response or XML response. Okay, fine. And the final, this is the flow of execution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. This both arrows, downward and upward. Then sixth, seventh, and the final response goes to browser window as a dynamic output web page. either HTML output, or you can call downloadable MS Excel file in the form of print functions. Okay, fine. So this is the flow of execution. And just keep in mind, I'm going to add one more hidden button along with the HTML output button and Excel output button. Okay, fine. So this is the flow of execution. Now it's a time to create, or let me add the figure F2 refer the figure flow of execution, refer figure, that is mini project flow of execution. So in this above application use all the books by collecting the data from the database table either in the form of HTML table contents using HTML print JSP, this HTML print JSP, or it will give in the form of downloadable Microsoft Excel file. Okay, fine. Next, it's a time to create a database table. So for the purpose, let me open SQL Plus. So here is my SQL Plus. I'm entering the username and password. Scott Tiger. Okay, fine. Let me already I have written the script. Just you can refer the script. Create table, select books, contains column name, book ID, book name, author name, status, and category. Okay, first let me create the table and later on I will add the dummy columns, dummy records. So table is created. Let me describe, select books. So these are the columns in my database table of select books, and I will insert some records. However, I prepared the query. Paste anyway. Right click, paste anyway. Fine. So select star from select underscore books. Oh, let me set the line size. Set line size to 150. Okay, now you can see all the records: book ID, book name, author name, status, category. Okay, fine. So I have total 12 records. Java, .NET, PHP, Node, PHP, Mendix. Okay, fine. Now let's focus on pay attention on the deployment IoT structures of my project. Okay, so I give the name called bookstore app, which contains search.jsp for searching the. This will be the welcome page of your web application. HTML print as a dynamic output, Excel screen as a dynamic output. Next, I'm going to the web item directory. Under this, I have web.xml where I will configure my servlet. Or if you don't want to configure servlets in this web.xml, you can use @web servlet annotation. I'm repeating @web servlet annotation. Next up, in the lib folder, as I'm going to interact with the Oracle database, so Oracle database dependent jar file you need to add to perform JDBC operations. So for Oracle database connection, this is for Oracle database connection. Okay. Next, I have classes folder contains all the Java files and all the .class files. So I have solid file with the name called selectedbooks.java. I have DB connector or DB connection. What is the name I mentioned in my DB connection? Okay, so let me change to DB connection. DB connection.java, and I have book bin, and under the bins I will add these two .class files, book bin and database connector.class. Okay, fine. So before going to start development, let's understand some of the key points about this project. What are the key points? This project will be developed, as I told you earlier, will be based on the MVC2 architectures, and standard buttons and the JavaScript is used to generate request, and as I'm using hidden button box to support as it takes to keep the track of which button is used to generate the request. Okay, so as I told you, I'm going to use here hidden button, means which button is clicked, either this button is clicked or this button is clicked. So I want to keep the track, so for that purpose I'm using here hidden button. Okay, fine. So result set records are copied to array list elements by using value object or data transfer object. In this case, I will use book bin. The class name is book bin. Book bin class support. Okay. And solid program passes the data to JSP program as a request attribute values. Report is generated having the option to take the printout. So I'll provide the printout options. Option is that to download the result as a MS Excel file, and JavaScript is also used to perform the validation. And this is a simple script. You can perform window.print to print the current web page. Okay, guys, fine. So first, let me create a bookstore. I think let me open this and let me go to my Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat, Web Apps, and this is I think 1920. Okay, let me go with the 21. So let me make this a 21. Okay, copy. I need to create a directory in my Web Apps, Tomcat 10, Apache Software, Tomcat 10.1, Web Apps. Create a new directory, new folder with the name called, I think I forgot to copy, and I'll use the same name, rename, show more option, uh, rename, and here I'll paste. So 21 bookstore app. Okay. Under this, I'll create one more directory with the name called web-inf, web-inf. Okay. Under the web-inf, I'll create one more directory with the name called classes. Under the classes, I'll create one more directory with the name called not classes. No, under the not classes, I'll delete this one. Deleted. Beside two classes under the web-inf, I'll create lib. Under this lib, I'll create a OJDBC appropriate version .jar. Okay, fine. My deployment directory structure is ready now. It's a time to start working with the web application development. Okay, fine. First, let me create a search.jsp. Search.jsp file, new, others, JSP. Okay, fine. So let's start working with the search, and so here is my HTML tag. Let me close here HTML/HTML, and let me save this meanwhile. Click on save button. Let's give the name called pest search and keep in a Tomcat, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat, Web Apps, 21 bookstore app, and beside to web search.jsp. Hit the save. Okay, fine. Let's add the script on the language. I'm going to add the JavaScript language, JavaScript to perform the validation. Next, let me end the script. So let's write the function. Function is HTML. If it is HTML, then f dot form dot source dot value, form dot source dot value. I'll check the value if it is HTML. If it is HTML, okay. Next, I'll call the validate method. I will call the validate method. Okay, fine. First of all, let me write the validate method so that you will get the idea. So function validate In this, here I'm going to perform the logic to validate the form data. Here I'm going to perform the logic to validate the form data. Okay, fine. So in this if f dot category, if f dot category dot selected index, my drop down index. Okay, if it is equal to, the index is 0, means nothing is selected. Nothing is selected. If it is 0, if the selected index item is 0, okay, then I'll write the logic, means nothing is selected now. So I'll give the option that is alert. I'll call the alert box. So alert box is what? So you should select the character. Please select the category. Please select the book category. Okay, fine. Please select the book category. Fine. So f dot, let me bring the focus. F dot category dot focus. How do I apply the focus? Book dot category dot focus. And let me return the false, because nothing is selected. Nothing is selected. And in the else block, if it is selected, I'll perform the operation. Form dot submit. Form dot submit. Okay. And let me return the true. Let me return the true. Fine. So, and this validate is responsible to perform the validation logic. Similarly, let me call is HTML, is like along with the is HTML, let me call is Excel. Is HTML is Excel. And here value, let me check the value is Excel. Okay, to perform validation. Okay, guys, fine. So this is validate function. Whenever is Excel function will be called, whenever I click the Excel button, this function will be called, and this is Excel function will be called, and this is Excel function will validate, will call the validate function, and validate function will check whether value has been selected by the user or not. Okay. Now let's go to the body. Let's write the body of the form page. Okay. And body. So here is body. Fine. And here I'll write the form. So this is my form. Form method. Method I'll use here post. Let me send the action. I'll send the action to book search solid. Okay. And I'll give the name. The what is the name I mentioned here? My form name is F. So I'll use the form name as a F. Okay. This is my form name. This is my form name. So here I added the form name as a F. Okay, fine. Form ends here. And let me keep everything in the center. My body should be in the center. So I'll keep in center. So just close the center tag. Now just add. Maybe you want to, if you want to use some decorations, you can add the span. Let me add the style, and in the style, let me add the width with 500. Okay, width with 500. Let me add the height with 60. Okay, then let me apply the filter. If you want to apply the filter, you can apply the filter, but here I'm adding the filter with the filter colon shadow, and just go with the color shadow color. Which color should I set here? Red, or maybe pink. directions, in which direction you want to call. Okay, this span ends here. Let me close the span. Within the span, let me apply the font. If you want to use font color, let me keep here font red and font color red, size 5, and let me keep here the message called uh, search the books, search the books, closing tag of fonts, closing tag of font, and just let me keep here horizontal row HR, or you can keep horizontal row HR, and let me apply the color blue with the width 50%. Let me use one more horizontal row, some part of decoration. So I'll keep here orange. Control B. Yes. So search the books, and this is some decoration, nothing else. Okay, fine. Oh, let me keep some part of break. Let me add the break so that you will have Control B. Yes. Search the books. Okay, fine. Span ends here. Fine. Within the form tag, actually I don't need to keep within the form tag. I can keep somewhere else also. And just let me add the table. Can I find anywhere table tag so that I can directly add the table? Otherwise, let me add the manually. Table. Let me go to the border here. Table ends here. Let me apply the border. Border with the size of 1. Let me use the cell padding. Cell padding. Cell padding with the 4. Cell spacing. Cell spacing with the 4. Let me align all the components in a center. Center. And background color, you can, if you wish to give background color, you can add the background color. Background color yellow. Okay, fine. So let me pass the table rows and table rows. Close off table row, and let me use the table heading. Table heading. So here I added table heading. Let me close the table heading. Uh, Here I'm using the select name category. I'll close the select. Let me create a drop down here. The select will create a drop down. Close off selector. Let me pass the options here. Option selected value. This is by default selected value. Let me pass the value here. What is the value? I should keep the value here as a and end of option. So let me keep here select a value. Select a value, and I'll keep here. I'll copy this option tag for multiple times. This is not selected. So here I'll pass a Java. Here I'll pass Java. Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. What are the options you want to pass? You can pass here. So here I'll keep here .NET. Here I'll keep PHP. Here I'll keep what are the values I passed here? Java, .NET, PHP, Node, Mendix. Node, Mendix, PHP, Node, Mendix, JavaScript. No, I have not added here JavaScript, but I can add the JavaScript also. JavaScript, okay. And here I will add JScript. Here I will add .NET, no, Mendix, Mendix. Here I will add Node. Here I will add PHP, PHP. Here I will add .NET. And here is Java. Okay, fine. I will add one more record into my database table. Control S. So 114. So I will add here JavaScript, JavaScript, JavaScript by UB Shinde. Yes, is available, and I'll keep here JScript. JScript, right? What I mentioned here. Here is my JScript. JScript. Okay, fine. Fine. So you can see here 114 JavaScript, UB Shinde. Yes, JScript. Fine. So I added one more record. Save, Control B. Yes. So you can see here, select a book. So PHP, JavaScript, .NET, Java. Okay, fine. So here I got select name category, and under this th, I not mentioned. Let me select here th. Let me add th here, and let me go the label here. Select the book category. Control S, Control B. Yes. So you can see here, select the book category. Why it is coming at down? Let me check. So select end here, table heading, and let me add one more table heading. Let me close here table heading. Control S, Control B. Yes. So select the book and select the book here. Okay. Both are coming in the same row. Fine. So one table heading, second table heading. Now it's a time to one table row. Within this table row, I got two table headings. Now it's a time to add then table row, next table row. So table row, close of table row. So table row. Okay. And in this table row, table row, let me add the one more table heading. Let's close the table heading. I have table heading, and in this table heading, let me pass one more input. Do I have submit button? Button. Input type button. So here I can call the button, and let me keep the value which button you want to keep. So HTML output on click. What you want to call? I want to call is HTML. Each HTML to check whether user has entered the to perform validation. User has performed the user has selected the values from the this drop down list or not. Okay, fine. Is HTML table heading ends. So done. HTML output button. So this is standard button. Okay, and I'm calling the JavaScript functions on click. Similarly, you can call one more button, input type button. Okay, this is normal button. Okay, and Excel output. Let me keep here Excel output, and on click you should call a function called is Excel. Is Excel. Is Excel. Okay, fine. So once this Excel button will be clicked, its value will be set to Excel. Source value will be set to Excel, and it will call internally validate method. So this validate function will check whether this index is 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Okay. If it is 0, this will show the alert message. Okay. And return the focus to the same category. This category. Okay. So here is category. So here is category. Okay. And returns false. Else, it will submit the form. So I'm calling the submit button here and returns true. Okay. Fine. And let's keep one more hidden fields. Let me keep the hidden fields now. Okay, under the table. I want to keep one more table. काय आहे का इथे? म्हणजे आता काही क्लास वगैरे आहे का इथे? निहाल? नाही ना? ठीक आहे. So I added two buttons here. Now it's a time to. These are the two normal buttons. Now let me create one more hidden buttons here. Name. Let me use the name here. Source. Name source, and it is read only. It is a read only, and value I don't want to keep. I don't want to. It is a read only text box, and style. Let me hide this button. Before setting this, let me show you how it looks. Control Z, Control S, Control B. Yes. So you can see here. I said in only read only, but it is visible. It is a visible. Here I can able to perform. Here, as I made it read only, you cannot enter the values. You cannot enter the values. But now let me make it hidden. So how do I make it hidden? So just keep the style. I'll keep the style. So I'll make visible is false. Visibility as hidden. Visibility as a hidden. Control S, Control B. Yes. So the here text box is there. Text box is there, but it's hidden. Okay. Input type text, it's a hidden. Okay. Input text is there. Okay. Fine. But it is a hidden. And I give the name here source. Input type text read only, and style is visibility. It's a hidden. And here form ends, here body ends, and center and HTML. So this is about my search.jsp. This is my search.jsp. Okay. I'll keep some font big larger. Where I sent somewhere. And here I'll keep H1. Okay, fine. Next, it's a time to create now. Next, let's create a selected books.java. Okay, fine. File, new, Java. I give the name called selected books. So make this class as a public class. As I'm going to write a servlet, so it extends http servlet, http servlet. Okay, and just import. Let me import all the statements. javax dot servlet dot star, servlet dot star. Next, let me import all javax dot servlet dot http dot star. Either you can import individual also with a fully qualified name, or you can import all at once. Java.io dot star, import java.util.star. Okay, and import. If you are using the ID like NetBeans or Eclipse, these will be imported individually with a fully qualified name and the class name and interface names. Okay, and I'm going to create the beans also. I'm going to create the beans. So before going to create this class, I supposed to create the beans. Okay, so just a minute. Control C, Control S. So let me save under the web INF. Under the classes, I'll give the name called selected books. So here I have saved already, but I need to create the first beans, book bin. Okay, Control C. So along with this file, new, not others. Okay, Java. Okay, why the template is not created? File, new, Java. Okay, book bin. So let's make this class as a public class book bin. So let me create first a book bin so that you will get the idea here about what book bin contains exactly. So let me create the book bin in a beans package. So package, what is the package name I mentioned here? Yes, beans. Okay, I'll keep here beans, semicolon. Public book bin, and I'll remove this PSVM, public static void main, and just add bin properties, and this book bin will be the data transfer object class, or value object class. Okay, so let's add the book bin properties. So what should be the book bin properties? The book bin properties should be book ID, book name, author name, status, and category. Okay, so private enter book ID, private enter book name, private enter author name, private enter not enter, it should be stringer. This should be stringer. Okay, even though you can make a book ID also string. Let me check once what is the column name I used here, what is the column type I have used here. So let me describe first. So describe, select select books. So I used varchar. So better let me use here string here also. Okay, and the last column is book ID, book name, author name, status, and category. Let me keep here status, private string, uh, category. Actually, category is not required because category will be coming from. I'll create category, book category is coming from this form page, this JSP form page. Okay, as a category. I don't need to put here a setter. I don't need this property, but anyhow I'm keeping as extra. Let's create a getter and setter methods. First, let me create this class object, public constructor, public book bin, opening closing parenthesis, just a dummy, just empty constructor. For information sake, I'm keeping the SOP system.out.println message. Really, the object is invoked. Okay, println. Actually, you need to use the logger message. You have to use the logger message to show such type of messages onto the server console or maybe the console message. So where I'm now, book bin default constructor, fine, and just create all the setters and getter methods. So first let me call the setter methods. Public void set book id, set book id, it expects string value, book id, opening closing parenthesis, and here this dot book id, assignment operator, book id. Similarly, you can call other methods also. Public string get book id, return. This method returns this dot book id. Okay. Next, let me create other methods for book name, author name, status. Public void set a book name string book name, this dot book name public string get a book name, return book name. Next, what after book name, author name. Public void set author name string author name. This dot author name. Okay. And the next public void it's return type. Okay. String get author name. So here I will call this method returns return author name, or you can call this dot author name. Both works, no matter. Next, author name done. Next, status. Public void set author. I think status string status, this dot status, or status assignment operator status. This will also works because internally it will call this. Okay, internally it will call this dot status. Fine. Next, public, let me bring the value string get status return this dot status. So this is my bin class. My bin class is ready now. Okay, so this is book bin class. End of book bin class. Book bin data transfer object, or you can call value object class. Fine. So let's save. Where will you save? You have to save under the web under classes, and here you have to save bookbin.java. Okay, here I saved. Fine. Next up, let's create a database because this selected books.java will be using bookbin class objects and the methods as well as I need to perform model layer operations. Okay. So for the purpose, first I'll create a database connection.java. Actually, I started working with this, but this class will be internally using a will be using this bean class, beans package, book bean class, and a database connection class methods for searching, for retrieving the records, for entering the database, for performing POJO and POJO operations. So that for that purpose, I need to have, I need to create first a database connection, database connector, or database connection class. Okay. So instead of using database connections, let me call a model layer class. Fine. So file, new, Java database connections. Okay. Fine. Let's make this class as a public. Fine. And let me remove all this stuff. This is my model layer class. Model layer class to performs what? Business logic, business plus persistence logic. Business plus persistence logic. Okay, fine. So let me import all the statements. Before going to import, as I told you, I'm going to keep database connections. This class database connections. This class database connection and book bin in a beans package. Okay, these two dot class file represents in a beans package. So I should keep the beans package. So here let me create a package beans. Okay, and let me save this database connection. Control C, copy, save. Uh, Go to Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat, Web Apps, 21, WebINF, classes, and beside two beans, selected books. So here is my database connection, DB connection. Okay, saved. Fine. Just import all the SQL related packages. Import java dot SQL dot uh, SQL dot star. हाँ सर 303 लाईन क्लास चालू आहे लाईव्ह ये याच्या तरी काय बोलत असतो खाली बेटा क्लास चालू आहे import java.sql.star. Next, let me import java.io.star. Okay. Next, you can import RL for to work with the RL list. You need to import util. So import java.util.star. Util.star. Fine. Next, public connection. Let me get the connection. Let me get the connection, and it should return the connection. Okay. So connection con assignment operator. Let me initialize with the null first. Okay. Let me keep the try and catch block because I want to handle the exceptions. So under this try block, you need to write the JDBC code class.forName, and here you need to load the JDBC driver class name for the Oracle. So oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. This is the Oracle driver class name, and let me initialize with connection. Con is assignment operator. Driver manager dot get connection. Driver manager dot get connection. We have to pass the three parameters. First is connection string, next is username, and next is password. Okay, here JDBC colon Oracle colon tin colon at the rate localhost colon 1521 colon what is my service ID ORCL. I usually server side is ORCL and username is Control Shift W. Let me keep here. I have the username called Scott and the password is I kept as a tiger. Statement ends with a semicolon. Okay, so con assignment operator driver manager dot get connection. I pass the first connection string contains first. This is the protocol JWC Oracle. This is a protocol. Next, after protocol, you will find the alias name for your Type 4 driver. Here I'm using Type 4 driver. My database is installed in my local machine. Here you can use the localhost or you can use the port number as a 127.0.0.1. And it is my Oracle running on the port number called 1521 and service ID for my Oracle is ORCL. Next is username and password. Okay, fine. So this will give the connections. Okay, fine. And carry the exception. Let me handle the exception. So exception E, and here let me print the if any error occurs, print stack trace. Let me print the errors. Okay, and finally I should return the connection. So this connection I should return. Here it is null. It is initialized now, and initialized connection will be received. Fine. Next, let's perform a database related operations. Okay. This is what this is my method, user defined method. User defined method provide a JDBC connection object for Oracle database. Okay, fine. Next, write a method. Let's write a method. One more method to retrieve the records from the database table after getting the connection. So public. I'm using RList here, return type, and search. Call the search method, and it expect string category. Okay, fine. It should in the RList object. So this is the method. So method to search the to perform business logic to perform business logic, that is search the records. Okay, from the table. Okay, fine. So here I got array list. Let me get the connection. So I don't connection con. I can call directly this method. So get connection semicolon. Okay. So as the method belongs to same class, I need not to call by using this. So I can call this, not required. It is optional to call because this is an instance method, and you can call directly without using this. Okay, without using this also. Fine. So without using this also you can call, or with using this also you can call. So this is the current class object. Prepared statement. Let me call the prepared statement. Prepared statement PS. We initialize with the null. Next, let me create one more reference of a result set rs null. Next, let me create array list al with a new with empty array list of. Okay, fine. Next, let me perform search operations, but it may throw the error. So before throwing the error, let me handle the exceptions. Okay, let me handle the exception. Otherwise, I'll use as it is this one. Okay, fine. So string search the query. I'm taking a variable of type string search query. Okay, string search query. Fine. and this search query. So let me write the query first. I can directly write here itself, or I can write separately search query assignment operator. And let me write the query. Directly, I'll write the query here itself. I don't need. So here, select star from, not star. I don't need star. I need the column names because anyhow I'm passing here. I need book ID, book name, author name, status. Once I call the category, so I'll call book ID, book name, author name, book ID, book name, author name, and status. So I'll call here selector, book ID, book ID, book name, then author name, then next status from select underscore books. Let me apply the where clause, where category assignment operator question mark. Okay, anyhow I'm going to use the prepared statement semicolon. Fine. The next prepared statement ps is equal to con dot prepare call. Prepare, I'm not using callable statements, so prepare statement prepare statement, and here you have to pass here the query. Here I have passed the query semicolon. Okay, done. Now next set the query string parameters. So ps dot set string of. So at the first I have the first query. I'm passing here this category. So pass this category semicolon. Okay, fine. Here I pass the category, and just let's execute the query. So ps dot execute query, ps dot execute query, and whatever the query has been executed, this will bring the results, and let me hold into result set. So this is my result set rs. So I hold into result set. Okay. uh, Let me call the while block, while conditional statements, while rs dot next of. Okay, if it has records, the while loop will iterate. If it does not have records, while loop will not iterate. Fine. So for this purpose, I need the bookbin class object. Control C, bookbin. Okay, bookbin B, new bookbin. Oh, new bookbin. Okay, I got the bookbin object. B dot. I can call book ID, set book ID. So here is my set book ID. I can call this method here, set book ID. I can call set book name. Next, I can call set book author name. Next, I can call set status. Okay, fine. Okay, now just get rs dot get string of, get all the values. So first we'll bring the book ID, second index will bring the book name, third index will bring the author name, and fourth will bring the status. Okay, fine. I don't need the category, and I will add all these values into the books, and books will be added into the array list. So array list dot. So this is my array list. This array list I am calling array list dot add of this B. Each book will be added into array list. Okay, fine. And finally, you have to close the result set. So close the result set, rs dot close, rs dot close. Okay, so here what I'm doing here, I'll show this, I'll open this flow so that we'll get the idea. Okay, this operation will be performed here. So what will happen? The result set will bring all the records, okay, like book ID, book name, address, or locations, and this will be stored into the book bin. Book bin, okay, and book bin. Each book bin object will be added into array list. This is one object. This is second object. This is third object. This is fourth object. Okay, this will be repeated here. Fine. So here I close the array list. rs dot close. Next, this is the exception, and in the finally block, let me add the finally. Okay, finally block. In the finally block, we have to close if prepare statement is not null, ps is not equal to null, then close the prepare statement. Then try. Okay, try ps dot close. Okay, try ps dot close, and in exception, I'll handle this exception as it is. E dot print stack trace. Next, simply I need one more. View word press highlighting. Okay, this is finally block. And this is end of e block. This is end of catch block. Okay, fine. Next, let me close the connection. If con is not equal to null, the next what will you close? Con and e dot print stack trace. And this is end of finally. This is end of if the con. This is end of if with the prepared statements. And finally, I should return the array list. This array list, okay, return type of this search method is array list. So I return this array list now. Finally ends here. And next, return al, return array list. This is the end of search method. End of search method, and this is the end of the class. End of db connection class, or you can call data transfer object class or value object class. Save. I have saved already, and let me go to command prompt and let me compile first. Command prompt. Javac -d dot bookbin dot java. सौरभ थोडं मध्ये पाण्याची बॉटल असेल देशील का मला? हा मध्ये आहे पाण्याची बॉटल, माझी नाही त्यांचीच आहे. So it is taking too much time to compile. Similarly, you need to compile a database connection. Thank you. मी वरची आणायची विसरली माझी क्लास. चालू आहे लाईव्ह. So successfully compiled. Now it's time to create database connection. Database connection dot java. Let this compile. Parallel, you can see here. You can see here. Beans class, beans package is generated, and under the beans class you will find both the dot class files. So I got the error. Let me check why I got the. It's not error actually. It's a warning. They are expecting please compile by using excellent. Recompile with the excellent to check to perform unchecked exceptions. Okay. leave about the warnings. Now it's a time to work with now selected books. Selected books.java. Okay, selected books.java. So here I will import my beans package. This is my beans package. Beans dot star, either you do it or you can import individually. Beans dot student book bin semicolon import again beans dot database connection db connection. Okay, so for that purpose I'm writing in short. Okay, beans dot star. So public class selected books extend HTTP sockets. So this is a control solid program, contains integration logic, and here I'm going to write uh, this is the controller solid. This is the controller solid class solid program contains integration logic to gather a request from the client, control shift W, from the client, and to pass the request to model layer model layer resource model layer resource, and to pass the and to send the result a response or results to view layer. In this case I have uh, html printer, and I think excel screen dot JSP excel screen dot JSP pages programs. Okay, so HTML print and excel screen. Fine. Okay, next let's perform the operation. Let me handle exception first, because either I need to throw or I have to handle. So here, if not, then I have to throw the exceptions. Okay, so control X. So as I return the form page in the form of which form method I used here, I used a post, right? So I need to override here do post method. So public void do post method, which takes two parameter, http solid request. I use short names req, and http solid response. And it throws exceptions. Either you can throw or you can handle. So instead of throwing, so throws, instead of throwing, what I'll do, I will handle the exception by using try and catch block. Try and catch block. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's first get the category. So this is my request dot get parameter. Request dot get parameter. Excuse me. Request dot get parameter. So what is the query string is coming from search.jsp. So the query string is what? This is the book servlet. I'll configure in web.xml. So I'm getting the query string as a category. So I will add here as a category. Okay, fine. Hold this into string cat. Okay, then next I'm sending what? I'm sending source. Let me check. So this is the source. Its visibility is hidden, right? So I'll add here uh, string. Sorry, इसका ये हो जाएगा कौन है सर but string check action string check action uh, request dot get parameter and here I will write here this is my source. Control C. I will add here source. Okay, semicolon. Fine. Next, just get this class object database connection. So DBC new database connection. Fine. And create ArrayList object. ArrayList AL. Next, database connection dot. I have the method called search. But the method name search. And this search method expect the category. So here is search. The search method expect the category. So I'll pass this category here. Category semicolon. Okay, fine. The next I pass this category request dot. Let me set the attribute. Request dot set attribute. Okay, what attribute should set? So list and here is array list. Okay, and request dot one more. I will set the attribute. Set attribute of. I will set here category. Category as it is, and I'll send all the values. This category. Okay, what are the categories name values coming? This value I'll set, and one more I'll send the attributes. First is list. List contains all the array list objects. These array list objects which are coming from the database connection search, and this array list contains all the bookbin object, and bookbin object contains all the database table column values. Okay, so here is category, here is cat. So what is it? What I'm trying to do here? So reading form data. What are the form data? Select box, or you can and next hidden box. Next here I'm trying to create the object for model layer. Okay. Next call search method. Here I'm calling search method. These are the documentation, nothing else. And next what these two lines are doing. So let's keep results and inputs in a request attribute to make them visible in my .jsp pages. What JSP pages? I have two JSP pages, result JSP pages. So those are HTML print and Excel print. Okay. So for that purpose, that is here HTML print and Excel print. HTML print and Excel print. Okay, fine. Then next next we have to decide where you want to send the data. Either you want to send the data to the HTML page, or whether you want to send the response to the Excel page. Okay, so how do we decide? It will be decided based on this form page. Okay, so I'll give the hint to here. So form dot, what is the source value here? Excel. What is the form dot source value is HTML. So based on this HTML and Excel, I'll send the response to HTML page or Excel page. Okay. So let me keep the target here. So let's decide the result page based on the button that is used in the form page in the form page to generate the result. Okay, so so here is string target. Next, if let me check. Mm, what is the method return? If let me check this action. If check action, okay. If check action, let me call the method equals ignore. You can use ignore case also, or you can use ignore equals ignore case. equals equals ignore case to check entered value is HTML or not. So here is my HTML. I will use this HTML. I'll pass here. If HTML button is clicked. If HTML button is clicked. Okay. So you can see here source. This source value will be set by here. Okay. This is the hidden form field. So f dot source. What will the value is here? HTML. This value will go to will travel over the network with respect with along with the request. Okay. Now if it is HTML, I'll send the response to HTML print.jsp. HTML print.jsp. So here I'll keep the target. Target is what? HTML print. Mm, HTML print.jsp. Okay, semicolon. Else target will be Excel print. Excel screen. So just change HTML print to Excel screen.jsp. Okay, fine. Next up, this is done. Next, we'll forward the request. Forward the request to result page. So how do I forward? I can use request dispatcher object. Request dispatcher requestdispatcher request dispatcher rd is equal to null. Next rd dot request dispatcher req request dot get request dispatcher and where you want to forward. I want to forward request to this target or this target. Okay, fine. And if rd is not null, if rd is not null, rd dot forward. rd dot forward. I need to forward request comma response. I have to pass two parameter request comma response. Okay, fine. This is my end of if, and here this is end of try. This is end of catch. End of catch. And here let me call exception e and e dot print stack trace. Print stack trace. Okay, fine. This is end of post method, do post method. Okay. So end of do post method. Okay, fine. Save. Now we have created search. We have created selected books, database collection, book pins. Now it's the time to create HTML print and Excel script. So let's create a HTML print.jsp. HTML print.jsp. So file, new, other, JSP. Okay. Jadoo sir, बंद करा का please. Fourth one. What's up? हाँ. Thank you. So this will be my. This will be. This will be the presentation layer. Presentation layer, or you can call view layer. View layer. HTML print.jsp web page. JSP web page. Okay. Fine. So let me save this program. Where should I save? Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 10, web apps, 21 bookstore app, and beside to search. So here I'll give HTML print.jsp. Okay, fine. So let me keep this in comment line. Here is commented. Fine. So let me import all my connectors, the database connections, and beans class. Okay. So let me use page import @page import. So here is java.util.star. I don't want to import individually. Okay, and beans.star. Beans.star. You can import individually also, like bookbean, this bookbean class. Okay, for getters and setter methods. Okay, fine. So this is my result page. Next. So let's work with now scriptlet tag to add the Java code array list AL. Next, I need request dot get attribute of. So what is the attribute I'm sending here? I'm setting this attribute list. Okay, this list contains array list object. So I need to typecast here array list. So here is list and I need to typecast into array list. So just typecast it array list. Okay, so here I typecasted. So here I'm trying to do, I'm reading request attribute values set by selected book dot char solid program. Okay, so next reader string category request dot get attribute of next we need to read category. So here is category. No, not this one. This is category. Control C. So here is category. Okay, fine. Here is my category. Next, just add HTML. Just apply some script, some decoration, nothing else. Decoration, some language. Oh, let's perform some validation logic. So here I'm setting the JavaScript. Just close the script tag. So here I close the script tag. Let's call the function show print. Okay, if this works, well and good. If it does not work, I'll have one more alternative. As I said, alternative here is what? I'll add one link or hyperlink. I'll create a button and this button will be called automatically. Okay, HTML print. Okay. uh, Frames dot focus. Next, frames dot print. Directly you can call window dot print, or you can call uh, get the printout. Fine. End of script. Let me start the body, start of body tag, end of body tag, and let me add the form name here. Form. I don't need these methods. I don't need these actions. What I'll do, I'll keep here as a name. Simply you can use F, and let me keep everything in the center. So I will add a table here. I will add table here, and center. Let me keep h1 tag. I will keep underline. Okay, fine. And so books belonging to category. So I will show the category here. I'll show the category. Let's show here itself. So let me add the uh, declaration tag. So I think I have already. So here I got category dot. Let me show in uppercase to uppercase to uppercase. Let me end of declaration tag. Okay. So this will display all the book categories. So book category that you have chosen from the form print. Okay, fine. Next, let me add one or two breaks. Let me add a horizontal tag. Search. I will use horizontal. Control C, Control B. Fine. Horizontal row color. Don't know why it is not. So bigs belong to the category. Category due to uppercase. So here I said the uppercase. Now just a break and some. Let me add the table here. Table. Border width. Let me set the width to 100%. Power cut. Okay. Let me close the table. So here table. Then table border. I set the border. Let me add a table rows. Close the table row. Just let's add the table heading. So here is my table row. Let me close the table row. And here I need to work with the table data. So here is my table data, and I need a serial number 1. I'll apply here increment operator, and these values are coming from this array list. So this is the array list. Okay. Live चलो check the tech photo. So take photo होती है already. आता येऊन जाईल पहिलंच घेऊन जा. नीट आता. So here I added table row, and I need to add some of the table datas. Okay. So here I need to add table datas and table data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll add table data here. And here let me work with the increment operator. Just I need a declaration tag here, modulo assignment, and let me end the declaration tag. So I'll use the variable. So before that I need, but here also I need declaration tag. For that purpose I'll use here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fine. So for the further, let me create some scriptlet. Okay, scriptlet, and here for, let me add here integer I assignment operator 0, I is less than array list length dot size of, and I plus plus. Okay, and here let me keep here book bin SB assignment operator. Let me typecast into book bin of array list dot get of I. Let's get each object once from here. So I am trying to get one object from array list, and that one object belongs to book bin. So first I will get the object here. First I will get the object array list of I for first object, and I will typecast into I. Okay. So here, just for printing sake, serial number I plus one. Okay, serial number, and then next I'll go with the book ID. So here I got sb dot get a book ID. Get book ID. Okay. Next, similarly, I'll get book name. I'll get next book ID. I'll call here book name. Next, I'll call author name. So here author name. Here I'll call status. Any column is missing. Category you can show here for each time, because here already I got category here. If you wish to show, you can show here. Category belongs to, let me add here category also. So here is category, which is not required. Category. Let me add one more category. So I don't need to show sb dot, and here I don't need book. Here simply I'll keep here category cat. Okay guys, so here I set all the values. Fine. Next, this is my table row ends here. Table row ends. So let me close the scriptlet tag. So here I open the opening curly brace. So I think here is not here. Here for opening curly brace book pin, these values will be repeated for each time. And let me add here one more scriptlet tag for closing curly brace of for loop. Closing curly brace for the for loop. So this is end of for loop. Okay, and this is end of table. And just let me call here printer. Here, when I click here, I want to print. Here also print. Here also print. Okay. Here also print button or print hyperlink. You can use print button or you can use hyperlink also. No matter. Okay. Print hyperlink or print button. How do I underline? Underline. If you click on print hyperlink, the whole page will be printed. Okay. Fine. So Let me call here anchor tag href. Let me call this javascript colon. What is the function name I called here? Show printer. Okay, so here I'll call show printer. I'll call this function and I'll give the name called printer. Okay, click here to printer. Click here to printer. Fine. So click here to print. The next form close center body. Okay guys, control V, it shows navigation not working here, but I'll show. So this is about what? HTML print dot HTML print dot JSP. Next, it's a time to create now Excel screen dot JSP. So file, new, others, JSP. Okay. So I'll keep a comments Excel screen dot JSP. So this is what view layer, or you can call presentation layer. Presentation layer page. Output dynamic web page. Dynamic web page. Fine. So let me add here page directive. I will use as it is this one. Okay, fine. Next category added, and let me set the response dot add header, because I want to print these values. I want to keep downloadable file. Okay, I want to keep downloadable file. So response dot add header and set the content type. So here I'm setting the content type, content hyphen disposition, content hyphen dispositions. Let's add the parameters. So attachment. So it will act as attachment. ATTACH attachment attachment colon file name. You can add the file name. Assignment operator. Give the title. Title 1 dot XLS or XLLX double quote comma parenthesis. Okay, so I set the response dot set. I added the header as a response to the response. So response dot add header content disposition. So I want to make a downloadable file. So content dispositions. So attachment I made an attachment in the form of file name. So file as a title dot XLS. Okay, I want to make as XLS file. Next up. Next add one more content type. Response dot set content. Response dot set content type. So if this is not work, I'll work different one. Application slash MS Excel. MS Excel. Okay. So let me add here. So let's make a response generated by web resource program as downloadable Microsoft Excel file. Okay, these two. Fine. And here I'm reading the request attribute values. Next let's keep everything in center. Let's keep H1. H1, and then let's make underline. Let's close the underline. Let's close H1, and here keep the value, keep the label. So books belonging to category. I'll use same HTML print. Okay, fine. Next, let's add some more pot of orange or some decoration here itself. break. The next up, we'll add a table. I want the table border and book bin status table. Fine. So it is my table border, serial number. So whatever the things I got here in the form of array list, same I'm doing here, array list. This array list object I got in the form of list. I got the category in the form of category. So I printed here category. And a table I added here, table serial number, book name, book ID, and author name, status. For I is equal to I as equal to 0, array list dot size, it should be less than I plus plus. Array list object typecast into book bin, get of I, book bin. Okay. Then same, here I'm printing serial numbers. The next, getting the book ID, book name, author name, book status, and printing the category, table row close, closing curly brace, close of table. That's it. So just save this page, Excel screen, save, beside to HTML print, web apps, then books, and here you have to save Excel screen dot JSP. Here I saved. Okay, guys, almost all done. Just I need to compile selected books dot Java. Selected books dot Java. Okay. So let me compile Java C selected books dot Java. So STTP solid. So instead of using STTP solid, I'll use here Jakarta now. Jakarta dot solid. JKARTA. Control C, save. Because I'm using Tomcat 10. So what I'll do here, let me create a database connection. Control C, database connection, public DB connection. Default constructor, semicolon. I will recompile the file. Next, just compile the selected books. Beans, right? So beans db connection, here is db connection. Selected books within the beans.db connection, correct. Public db connection. I made a constructor db connection. Still not able to access. Why? Let me check selected books. I'll call here db connection. Uh, am I using book pins? Book pin. Yes. Now it's successfully compiled. I have individually imported now. Okay. So here book pin. Here is my book pin. Bins.book pin. All are compiled. Now it's a time to search.jsp HTML print Excel screen. Then it's time to create web.xml file. So file, new, others, XML, okay, web hyphen app. Just let's close web app. Then next up, let me add welcome file list. I have to add here welcome file list. Okay. Mm, web app. So welcome file hyphen list, welcome file list. Just close the welcome file list and add here welcome file, close the welcome file and give the name called search.jsp. Search.jsp. Okay. So this is the form page. Next, let me add solids. Either you can use here at the rate web solid annotation. You can add here at the rate web solid also. Okay, and here you can add URL patterns. So both way are possible. Both way are possible. Either you can use URL pattern here, or you can use directly in web.xml. So I wish to follow both. So solid. So just close the solid. Close the solid. Okay. The next add solid name. Solid hyphen name. Let me close solid hyphen name. So I'm giving the name called search. Next term, let me use solid class. And here I'll call selected books. Okay, selected books. Uh, Next, I'll go with the solid mapping. Here, let me add URL hyphen pattern. And use the URL book. What is the URL I mentioned here? Copy. And book search solid. Okay, fine. Just save this web.xml file beside to web.inf. 21 web.inf. Under the web.inf classes lib and web.xml file. Web.xml file. Okay, done. So my web.xml lib classes. Under the classes, selected books, database connection, and book bin. Now next, I need to add old JDBC 14.jar in the OJDBC 9.6. What is the OJDBC I do have? Let me check. Uh, where is my OJDBC 14.jar? Where is my class path? OJDBC 8.jar. I do have. I'll use this path. Copy. Okay. I have OJDBC 8.jar. I'll copy this file. Uh, Copy, and I'll keep in lib webinf. Go to lib and paste here. So here I pasted. Okay. In my case, I have OJDBC 8.jar. OJDBC, that's why I added star here. So you can add here OJDBC 8.jar. OJDBC, in my case, OJDBC 8.jar. Okay, guys, fine. Next, here, if you're not happy to use this much of script to print your, where is my, where to use this script. If you're not happy to use this script, simply use this button to print the whole web page. To print the whole web page. Next up, start the Tomcat server. Start the Tomcat server and test the web application. Test the web application. Okay, guys. So let me go to my Tomcat. Tomcat. Win. Start the Tomcat. Tomcat is starting now. So it started with the 3.9 milliseconds, 3.9 seconds. So what I'll do here, uh, so localhost, manager app, admin, boss. So search for 21. What the issue? Why it is not started it? Why it gave the error? Let me check. I forgot to close here solid mapping. So that's what the application was not started. You can check it here. The application failed to start, and you can see here uh, it was not started because I forget to close here solid mapping tag. So just add forward slash and click on save. Once you save, your application will be reloaded automatically. Okay, look, it is started reloading now. Okay, reloading the context. It is now reloaded. So just refresh the web page, cancel, start. Okay, started the application context, 21 bookstore app. So go to 21 bookstore app, open in new tab. So we'll get this book. We'll get select book category. So select the Java. Click on. Okay, I'm clicking the HTML output. While the submit button is not happening, not working. Maybe .NET Node Mendix search. I did search input type button value HTML output. On click is HTML. Is HTML is not calling actually. Let me check why it is not calling. Function JavaScript up to here is HTML. It should call copy is HTML. So on click is HTML. This is not the case. Why the function is not calling execl? No matter. Let me reload the page. Even alert also not coming. Script language JavaScript. Function is HTML. Form name. Where is my form name? Name of. This name of is called here. Action book search solid. Method post. Okay, form. Then is HTML. Validate function is Excel. F dot category. So this is the category selected index. If selected index is 0, at least alert should come, right? At least alert should come at least. Is it calling? Let me check. Uh, from where I'm now, I'm is Excel. Here let me call is HTML, and here actually I'm in validate method. Search.jsp. Even alert also not responding. Now if it is not working here, I should call here HTML value is HTML, and I should keep here source. Here is also source. Why it's not working now? Put type button, form submit. This on click is no why? Not the issue. Function is HTML validate HTML function validate validated alert validate selected index. Get status is there. Here also get status is there. So that's what I got the error here. Hmm. Undefined symbol get author name. Get book author name. Only author name is there. Why you added this dummy? Get author name. Get book name. Check once book name. Get book name. Get book name. Get book ID. Get book name. Get book ID. Get book name. Get book ID. Now what I got? Array list. Okay. Cannot convert from object to string. Which object, Baba? Which line? Okay, default constructor of book bin is called. Default constructor of data extension is called. Now Excel screen on the mismatch cannot convert object to string. Which object? This array list. Request request dot get attribute of list. Request dot get attribute of category. So here I got category in the form of selected books. So set the attribute request dot set attribute of category cat. So what is the cat here? Cat is a string. So string and string. Request dot get parameter category cat. This category cat came here. So I need to typecast into string actually. Directly not possible. So just typecast to string for both, for HTML print and for Excel print also, because directly not possible. There are some typo mistakes, so let me cover. So you can see here you are getting the Excel file. Maybe let me store into my desktop, save and open the desktop. So your book solid file. Okay. So this is a file and let me try same with the HTML output. Now Excel is working. What the problem with the HTML now? Let me try. Here I made submit, right? So here also let me make submit for time being. Okay, both are made submit initially. The name source, let me add the name because the value will be, so what I'll do, name. If the script is not working, I'll changing some part. So here I'll set as it is. Here I'll set as it is. Okay. This is HTML and this is Excel. This is HTML, this is Excel. Okay. Saved. Input type submit, name source, input type submit, name source. And it will validate the data. Now just get the value Java. So serial number, book ID, web services, the Java category. Click here to print. So this will be printed whole web page. This will be printed as a whole web page. Save as. I want to save on the desktop. Booksolid.pdf. Save. So here you can see here book solid. Okay. So this whole web page will be printed. Fine. So next, I wish to try. Now, let me add one more button here. Click here to go back. Click here to go back from HTML printer. So I will add some horizontal rows. So HR orange, I will use some. So break color orange. I will add one more. And here let me use blue. Okay. And I will add here hyperlink. One hyperlink let me add here. So let me give here search.jsp. Click here to go back. Search.jsp. Okay, fine. So click here to go back. Search.jsp. So I have to go back again. Refresh. So I'll select somewhere like a .NET, HTML. So click here to print. Click here to go back. So all the .NET entries will come here. Click here to PHP, HTML. All PHP will come here. Click here to Node. HTML entries will come here. Okay. Mendix, Mendix Shekhar. Next, JavaScript, HTML. JavaScript, UB Shinde, yes, script. Okay, fine. So in this way, you can able to perform all the operations. Uh, Java, Excel, you will get Excel file. Why the dot Excel is not coming? Let me search here. Book search solid. Let me go to Excel title file name. Here is file name. Okay. So I'll go here. Excel. Now you can see here title. Okay. And it is the file name is Excel. Where should I save? On this desktop. Just look for the title. Save. Now open this title one.excel. Yes. So you'll get all the records. Books belonging to category and serial number, book ID, book name, author name, status, category. Okay. So you'll get all the records. You will get all the records. Fine. Similarly, I can retrieve .NET Excel. So book title one. Let me save with the .NET. .NET. .NET books. Okay, fine. So desktop. Let me open this .NET. Yes. So books belong to the category called .NET. So author, sorry, serial number, book ID, book name, author name, status, and category. C sharp, ASP, F sharp, Shubhangi, Vitala, Pramod, yes, yes, no, status available, category .NET. Next, PHP, Excel. So let me add here PHP to avoid confusion. PHP, open PHP. Yes. So PHP books belong to category PHP. Serial number, book ID, book name, author name, status, category. Okay. PHP, Laravel, CodeIgniter, Harish, Sri, Rao. Yes, yes, yes. PHP, PHP, PHP. Similarly, you can try for other books also. So Mendix, Excel, save, title. Yes. So Mendix has only one entry and JavaScript, Excel. So JavaScript 114, JavaScript, UB Shinde. Yes, script, JScript. Category JScript. Okay, guys. So in this way, you can able to perform this whole web application. But I'm stuck with the input type, this validation. Why this validation is not activated? So I would have used it here button. I would have used it here button. I am trying to call each HTML function and each Excel function. Okay, each HTML and each Excel function. So both should work. So just I made changes here. File name. So please add here E. Please add here E in the file name. So you will get the instead of title one, you can use books also. Okay, fine. So let me try why this didn't work. Function, I forgot to add here n. So here is n, here is n. Okay, function. So add here function n and here also n and here is also n. Okay, fine. Alert is Excel called. Alert is HTML called. Okay, now it will work now. There were typo mistakes and now I will make here what? I'll remove this source. I'll remove this source now. Now I'll make them as a button only, standard buttons. I'll make them only standard buttons. So buttons, buttons, type button, type button. So actually I made mistake here. What? Fun. Fun was missing. N was missing. Okay. So I added. Uh, Just reload the page. Okay. If I click HTML, is HTML called validate. Now I'm performing validation. Validate, please select the book category. Okay. Okay. Now I'm not selecting. I'm clicking only Excel. Is Excel called and validate, please select the book category. Okay. Please select the book category. So I'm clicking on the button, before clicking on the button, it is telling me that HTML output, and here also Excel output. Here also Excel output. Okay. HTML output and Excel output. So refresh HTML output and refresh output. So is HTML called? Please select the book category. Validation perform. Okay. And Excel also is Excel called? Validate. Please select the book category. Please select the book category. Now I'm selecting. Everything works perfectly. Is Excel called? Okay, fine. You will get a title. You can open the title also. Take time. Okay. .NET. Okay, fine. Next, I'll go with the HTML. Similarly, is HTML called validate. This is not required. This is not required now. I'll remove. Okay. So go back. I select JavaScript. Is HTML called JavaScript. I'll select node. Okay. You can click on print also. You will get the print. Click here to print. Okay. Save somewhere where you want to save. You can save. Saved. Next, go back. Java. HTML output. Click here to print. Save. Save somewhere. Book solid. Saved already. I want to replace and go back. Okay. Fine, guys. So this is all about the project. Okay, guys. Thank you. In the next class, we shall see about one more live session with one more project. Okay. Fine. Thank you. Oh, so this is the whole source code. I made changes here. Function. Uh, here is value 0. I set the value as a 0. Okay. Please do this minor correction. So this is a minor correction here. And I earlier this I kept as it is. This also I kept as it is. In the Excel, the E was missing. Okay, E was missing. So that's why this Excel file was not downloading here. Okay. And I made some correction here. Author name, get status. The function name, sorry, the method name was wrongly typed up, or the beginning with the book author name, book status. So this was wrong. And here also I made same corrections also. And here I converted to string typecasting in my HTML print. And here also I typecasted into string. Okay. And selected book bin. Here I imported individually. So just have an overlook of top to bottom. So page in search.jsp, line number 1 to 22. Okay. Next page down, 23 to 44. Next 44 to page down, last 63. So this is just source code for your confirmation 6, what the changes I made. Next I'll go to beans. Where is my bin? Book bin, package beans to here. Okay, line number 22. I'm scrolling down, page down, 22 to 39. Next I'll go to database connection. In the database connection, line number 1 to 22. Just for code visibility 6. Next I'll scroll down, uh, 22 to 42. It is not required. But for future second. Yes, it is not required. Next 41, page down, 41 to 62. Yes. Next 62 to 70. Next we shall go with the, okay, search done, book bin done, DB connection done, selected books. Go to selected books, page number, line number 1 to 20, page down, 21 to 39 in selected books, page down. Lastly, this is end. Okay, end of selected books. Next up, book bin done, selected books done, DB connection done, HTML print. Line number 1 to 21, line number 1 to 21, page down, 21 to 41, 41 to 61, 41 to 58. That's it. Next up, line number 1 to 21 for Excel screen, page down, line number 22 to 42, page down, 42 to 43. That's it. A single line. Why to keep single line here? Page down. Done. Then web.xml. This is my web.xml. Okay, web.xml done. The next term, if you're not happy to use whole JavaScript for printing, you can use this window.print also. This is one more optional, one more option, and these are all the points. Okay, guys, thank you all. I'm closing the session now. But don't forget to complete the practice, okay? In the given provided scan copy, from page number 132 to 137, I think we have another 2 or 3 projects. Please go through those projects and complete the source code and practice also. Fine. Thank you.